How's it going?
Good, good. How you doing today, sir?
Yeah, very good. Thank you. Yeah,
Awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in today. Joining me today is my friend David of Sobrero Boots. I hope I said that correctly. Uh, all the way from Portugal. So this is my first real boot talk with somebody from Portugal. So this is a huge honor. And he actually made some boots for my buddy Mario, which I do have right here.
good.
Yes, and while we were waiting to connect, I was watching your video, your YouTube video of you making these boots. So
Yeah,
David,
right, right.
yes, David is on YouTube and is an amazing craftsman, does everything by hand. It's an amazing process to watch. So David, thanks so much for taking the time to be with me today, and I can't wait to dive into this conversation with you.
It's a big pleasure, Dale. Yeah, it's actually my first interview, so it's a big honor for me also. Yeah.
Awesome. That's so cool.
Right.
So tell me a little bit about yourself. Why don't we start with where you grew up? I assume you grew up in there in Portugal.
No, I grew up in Quebec City, actually. I'm from Canada, so I'm not
Oh,
Portuguese.
okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, so I grew up in Quebec City. So I'm Canadian, but I moved here a few years ago, 3 years ago. But everything started in Canada.
Yeah. Oh, I see. I understand. Yes. Well, I don't blame you in the least bit there. I probably would have made the same move if I were you.
Yeah, it's really hot right now, man. Sometimes I not regret it, but it's part of it.
Definitely. Okay, so are you a native Portuguese speaker then, or?
Oh no, now I'm learning the language, but I'm 100% Canadian. Yeah, I'm French Canadian. That's my mother
Okay,
language. Yeah,
that makes sense then. I was brushing up on my Portuguese a little bit. I was gonna throw some at you, but
yeah.
we can.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. You can
Bom
try a
dia.
few things. Yeah, I can jump in.
Okay,
I'll
cool.
try.
Sounds good. So you are a French speaker then. Okay.
Sorry, my network might be sometimes a bit difficult. I'm in the countryside here in the middle of Portugal, so it must be it's sometimes it's on and off. So yeah, we'll try to make it happen anyway. We'll make it happen.
Okay, very good. Well, what was that like moving to Portugal? I'm just so curious. Like, how'd you select where you're at right now?
It's a good question. I would say the first reason is the climate. So when I started working leather back in Quebec, and as you could see on one of the video, it was like full winter, like yeah, and I was working in the basement, no windows, no, very gray, very not inspiring, I would say. I
Hmm.
needed some output to make me, I would say, a better artist or a better craftsman. Climate, so yeah, being able to work outside, outdoor, having the big door open, the sliding door open, yeah, just having the nice Portuguese countryside in front of my face, and yeah, this pretty much, yeah, the climate was one of the first reason.
Okay.
And also my wife is German, so be getting closer to the German family also.
How far of a drive is it to Germany from where you're at?
Oh, the drive, I would say 20 hours, more or less, 18, 20 hours. So
Okay.
it's not, nah, we don't do it by car. We still need to go to Lisbon to catch a plane. Still, it's Europe. And also, we love gardening, we love botanic plants. So here's the big deal.
Okay.
Olive trees, like making our own olive oil, and this romantic aspect of it, Portugal is very nice. Yeah. That's the main reason.
Okay. I understand. That is so cool. Oh man, I'm into all that stuff myself, like the do it yourself, the natural stuff. And I completely resonate with the
Yeah.
idea of moving to the countryside and just being in nature and being grounded. I was watching your video, the beginning of your making these boots video, and I saw you outside and you're carving you're literally carving it by hand. The cork footbed, I think you were carving by hand outside. And
Yeah.
that was so cool because yeah, there's something so therapeutic about working with your hand, working on leather with your hands, and then in addition to that, doing it outside where you can be grounded and get the fresh air and the greenery. Yeah, so I could really resonate with that because you're tapping into your artistic side, and to capitalize to fully enhance your artistic side, I think you need to be in an environment like that where you can really allow that aspect of yourself to flourish, I guess. So that's really cool. That's really inspiring. So are you like up in the mountains, or what region specifically are you guys at?
So now we're in the interior. So it's called Beira Interior. It's in between Lisbon and Porto, almost on the border, the Spanish border. so we're really inside.
Okay.
So it's pretty much it's the true Portugal.
Okay, I see.
So there's no tourists, pretty much almost no tourists. It's still the basic culture of the the Portuguese culture. That's what we are. So we are actually in between two mountain chains.
Wow.
And one of the biggest mountain chain in Portugal is called Estrela. So how I call actually Mario's boots. It's the model called Estrela. So that's the mountain that we see from our home, and the one behind us is the Gardunha. So we're in the middle of these two mountain chains, so straight in the valley. So we have plenty of water. We have cork oaks growing everywhere. It's very lush. It's very like almost tropical. Subtropical, but very like, especially in winter when it's really rainy, it gets into almost into a jungle. So it's very nice. Yeah, it's a very pretty environment here.
Wow,
region.
Man.
Yeah,
I'm so jealous.
You should give it a try one day, man. You should come over one day. If you intend to come to Portugal, you should definitely try it.
Yes, I will for sure.
Yeah.
It's funny. My oldest daughter lives in Puerto Rico, but she was just in Portugal with her mom last week. So she was texting me pictures, and I think she was just in Lisbon, like the main touristy areas. But yeah, she was sending me pictures, and I was so jealous because I've always wanted to go to Portugal. So,
it's beautiful. You should go one day if you can.
I definitely
will. Worth it.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So tell me a little bit about the name SOBREIRO. Where did you get that from? Is that your last name, or is that you deliberately chose that name for your brand for some reason?
Yeah, SOBREIRO. It's called, well, how the Portuguese say it, it's SOBREIRO. Oh no, sorry, this is the English version. SOBREIRO. Okay. So SOBREIRO, you can say it however you want. It's the appellation for the cork oaks here in Portugal. So in Portuguese means cork oak, and this is exactly. And this is a native tree. Okay. This is a protected tree also.
Okay.
So you cannot cut it however you want. You have to keep it as much as possible because that's one of the main business here in Portugal. And also we are surrounded by this tree. There you go. So yeah. So when it got harvested, that's how it looks like.
Wow.
So you can harvest this tree every 7 years. So that's why they write a number on it. That's the year it got harvested. Yeah, it's beautiful. Huh? It's such a nice tree.
Wow.
And so every 7 year they come to harvest it.
Okay.
And we have about say 1.5 hectares. So let's say in feet, or I would say it must be about 100,000 square meters of it around our property. Or in the property.
Okay.
So it's a beautiful tree. We were looking for a name. We wanted to refresh a bit the buck from back in Canada. It was buck, and now SOBREIRO. It sounds exotic.
It does.
And it represents the region, and cork. I mean, it's a base for shoe industry, boot making. So yeah, that was pretty much one of the reasons also, and it sounds cool. I like it.
Definitely. Yeah, me too. It's got a really cool exotic name, like you're saying. And yeah, I love that because I looked it up before we connected. I'm like, what's that mean in Portuguese? Cork oak. I never even heard of that tree before. So that's really awesome. Yeah. So they use that cork for cork footbeds then? That's where we get like the cork for the wine bottles too, I assume?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay. So when they remove the slab of cork around the tree every 7 years, gets into about an inch thick, an inch and a half thick. So pretty much the length of the cork lid. So they just drill in, like they get out a chunk with a drill, and then you can really get out the cork lid. So basically it's pure. It's not like with glue. So the cork lid are not made with glue. It's really like the pure cork that is drilled out of the slab. So that's pretty interesting. And also, for footbeds, or so then it's grinded. Yeah, this is they still harvest like this with an axe. Wow. So there's no machines involved in this process.
Amazing.
Yeah. So you cannot do it yourself. If you own SOBREIRO, then you need to call a company that come to remove the cork. Okay. Yeah, that's amazing. Huh? Yeah.
I had no idea. Like this. That's so
yeah, it's very impressive. So yeah, when it comes to footbed, they grind it probably with the leftover of the cork lids. Then they just grind it down and they put some glue or whatever what, and they create some sheets. They press sheets. They put it in in cans with as as the liquid filler also. So yeah, very interesting.
Man, yeah. What a crazy serendipity it is then to be talking to you, because you're right in the land where they harvest the cork for the cork footbeds. I mean, so many lights are going in my head right now. So this is incredible.
You know what? Even more, my dream, because we own so many, and even like the branches fall on the ground, and we don't even need to harvest the tree. That there's so much cork on the ground that eventually my dream is to organize myself like a grinder and make my own filler, my own filling for the shoes. So that will be coming up soon, I would say, in the next years. That'll be cool.
You'll be probably the only shoemaker in the world that could be able to say, yeah, I make my own cork. I harvest my own cork. Yeah, no big deal.
These days. Back then, they were probably making it by themselves.
That's true. Yeah, it's probably a lost art, but you could revive it and literally be the only man that could claim that probably on planet Earth. So, man, that is incredible. So, talk to me a little bit about how you got into boot making, how you learned, and what was that like? When did you decide to get into?
So, well, how it started. I started long time ago when I was in orthopedic, measuring feet, taking casts and stuff, and like always doing custom work, insoles and everything. And then somehow I was working on this company in Montreal. To go back in the story deeply, my mom called me. She got sick. She lived in Quebec City. So I took a break from this job in Montreal, and I went back to Quebec to spend some time with her, and needed to find a job to pay my rent in Montreal. So then I worked for this guy, was doing leather goods, and he hired me because he was preparing a market. Cool guy. So I was then introduced to this leather craft thing there. It was pretty much new for me, even though I was working in orthopedic, working with leather, and I knew a bit how to work with a machine. But then I was, punching holes, doing this type of stuff. But he had two machines for sale. One was old Singer Patcher, like really, really old. And I bought both of them. When I left from there, I worked about 2 months or so. And then I left with these two machines and a bunch of leather leftovers. I went back to Montreal, set up myself a little workshop in my apartment, and just started to do whatever, bags after the techniques that I learned in this workshop. So very, very nice. It's very interesting. Then started again to work for an orthopedic company, and then brought some project back there. People were like, yeah, cool. Can you make me something? So even I had a friend, she brought me her old vintage, like broken leather jacket, a purse with it. So it was pretty nice. One guy noticed my work and he said, hey, Dave, because they had like a workstation outside of this laboratory where they were all making like leather braces, and more like the working place, There was no customers there, only working and making the brace. And so he said, hey, the guy is getting old, he's retiring. Maybe give a few days per week because you got talent. And so I started making leather braces, with like quite thick natural veg tan molded on gypsum, like wrist shapes and stuff. So I started that a few days a week. And there was a shoemaker team in this workplace, in this workshop. So once a while I was just going take my coffee there, and I got into like just looking at them, and it was very interesting, obviously. So then they asked me to do lift on shoes for people that have like shorter legs and adjustments. So I filled up the week. Then I was doing few days a week the braces, and then the rest of the week I was doing the shoe repair and the shoe adjustment. So I could spend the whole day with these guys, with this team there, the shoemaker team. There were three. There was the guy I was making. It was a bunch. It was two Italians. So Diego Montefusco, the guy is called, and he's a known in Italy or in Montreal. He's a known designer. He makes like pretty cool Italian, very slick shoes. With a lot of patina and colors and stuff, and he was making the patterns. So I was looking at him how he made the patterns, and so I tried at my apartment. Then I bought the last, or I borrowed the last from there, and I started to make a shoe. But it was a glued construction. So at the beginning, I didn't jump straight into the hand welted construction. It was glued, but it helped me to kind of get to understand the patterning and how to last and how to, you know, so pretty interesting. And is that Diego Montefusco?
Yeah,
I don't.
hold him up.
But in my memory, he had hair, so I don't know why he's bald. He lives in Montreal. You know what? He worked. This guy worked for the Cirque du Soleil. He was doing all the shoes and the boots for the artist Soleil. This guy was, you know, to me, it was incredible.
Really?
Such a great artist and a great craftsman. And the guy that was doing the lasting was called Mario. So the team was super cool, and they gave me a few tips. So I made a few boots, a few pairs for myself and for some friends. But then later on, I decided to quit my job. I left for traveling. I was 25. I was a bit bored and too busy, and so I left. I bought myself a van and I left for traveling in the States. I traveled like for 4 months in the States, went down to Texas, up to California, well, by Florida. So I did the whole coast, and then coast of Mexico, and back to Canada, to Vancouver. Left for Australia, New Zealand. I left for 3 years.
Wow.
I met my wife. I met my wife in New Zealand. We met in Germany.
Okay.
And then I decided, I proposed her to go back to Canada, and she followed me. And then we started our own business of shoe adjustments.
Wow.
You have any questions? Sorry, I'm flowing, but if you want to stop me, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I'm just fascinated by the story. That's so insane. That's just amazing. To me, you almost sound similar to the story of Julian Boots. Very similar, sort of loves to travel, loves to get around, very adventurous. And that's one thing that I notice about artists, people who are craftsmen. They're constantly curious, they're constantly traveling, they're constantly sort of on the move and looking to grow that artistic side of them, follow their spirit. You know, I could resonate with so much of that because, you know, so much I always want to be traveling to just get a van and escape for a while. You know, that would just be the dream come true.
Yeah, that's great. No, that's great. Seriously, it's a good lifestyle. Yeah, it's a great lifestyle.
It is.
Yeah.
So how'd you convince your wife to move to Portugal then? Was she like 100% on board, or?
Well, we were still in the traveling mood, and she was 21. She was still young, and she jumped into the project. We had a project with my dad. We were renovating a house in the countryside of Quebec. So the idea was to go there to help him build and renovate the house, live there. And I had the contacts, all the contact in this the orthopedic industry, all in Quebec and Montreal. So I could then get some clients because I was doing subcontracting work. So they were sending me their job at my workshop. I was doing what they asked me to do and then ship it back. And then it was quite open. She's a free spirit. She jumped into it straight away, and we worked together. So she got to learn the trade also, like how to work on the grinder and how to use the knife. But you know, orthopedic it was good money. It was all right. We had a lot of work actually, but it was a lot of rubber involved, a lot of glue, a lot of LP for us, you know, as a ventilation system. But she got good, really, man. She was she was finishing the soles and everything.
Oh, so you met her in New Zealand? Is that where you guys met?
Yeah, we met on a cherry farm. We're picking cherries, harvesting cherries, and that's where we met.
That is so cool.
Yeah, it was cool.
Let's talk about this pair of boots a little bit. First off, what's the upper leather?
So this upper leather is a leather from Conceria Lo Stival. It's Italian shoulder. It's cow.
Okay.
And this leather, I overdyed it Havana brown.
Okay.
Yeah, it's actually like a natural, leather at the beginning, but then I overdyed it Havana brown, and it's a beautiful leather. It's a 4.5 ounce.
Okay.
So it's not like it's not too thick, it's not too rugged, but it's still very nice.
Absolutely.
There's a nice structure to it. Yeah. And it's all veg tan. It's veg tan.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's an incredible smell to it. I don't think I've ever experienced leather from Lo Stivale before. It's definitely nice. The Italians know what
Actually, no, I totally, man, totally. I got to found in this show there in Milan. It's a very known market where all the tannery meet twice a year in Milan, and also in New York. I think there's one edition per year, and I didn't know them until I found them in this, and there was probably like 1,000 tannery. You got to kind of you lose yourself in the middle of this maze of tanneries, like so awesome. You know, it's a very big building. There's actually 3 buildings beside each other. Yeah, I got to meet pretty cool people there, and I saw cool tanneries there from all over, from Italy especially. But then that's where I met them. And actually, I never heard about them before. You know, we hear so much about so many tanneries in this whole world of boot making, but these ones I didn't know them, but I really enjoyed the leather, so I really wanted to try it. And then there you go.
Very cool. I love it.
So yeah, Mario will be the first one trying it.
Yeah, definitely. I've heard of Los de Valle, but I've never like actually seen their leather before. I think I might follow them on Instagram if they haven't. But I love all these old world tanneries that have just
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, been working for, you know, generations and generations of just doing this, and they just have their own method of doing it. And then what kind of
totally.
Yeah, what kind of edge stand did you use in the heel stack and for the midsole? That's probably 12 ounce, 10, 12 ounce thick, I'd say, maybe even thicker.
Yeah, well, the sole itself, the midsole is it's from Germany. This is an oak tan from Germany. It's called Garbarei Matin.
Okay.
So the midsole is out of Garbarei Matin. The heel stack is a different leather. It's leather from France.
Oh, cool.
It's a veg tan from chestnuts and mimosa. So it's not oak. It's very sturdy. Yeah. It's actually almost more sturdy than the oak. Well, maybe depends which part, but I really find it very, very hard. Well, I'm pretty sure it won't move.
Yeah. No, it won't.
It won't move. And it must be, well, in millimeters, it's 5.5, 6. So an ounce, it must be, at least 10, 12.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. 5 ounce equals 2 millimeters. 10 ounce equals 4. So 6 equals 15, roughly.
Okay, so yeah, so it must be 10.
Yeah,
more or less.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Man, and I love the shape of these. How did you develop this? Did you develop this last yourself?
Absolutely. Yeah, I work with a company in Portugal. They provided me a wooden gross last. I needed a certain height and a toe pitch. So I asked them for a heel height and a toe pitch. And then from there, I started carving down the toe shape. I worked I send them. So they send me the first wooden shape. Then I shaped it. I send it to them. And then I was not happy. They shipped it back. So about on and off 3-4 times, and to really finally find something working with. And here you can see Mario's last. So so this is with cork. So I adjust the last with cork. I know some bootmakers, shoemakers, they adjust with leather. But you know, in orthopedic, I learned to adjust with cork. There's a bit more grip when you want to unlast the boot.
Yeah.
So what I do, I put a plastic bag around it before to last. So I shape my footbed. I remove it. I put the plastic bag around it, and then I put back the footbed, and then I start the construction. I start lasting the boot. And at the end, you know, with the plastic bag, it just slide it out. So that's how I adjust the last for the customers. It's how it looks like. But I'm very happy about the result, Dale, about the shape, and I got confident with this. I like it. Yeah. I look forward to see how the unstructured toe will look like.
Yes, definitely, when it finally collapses over time. And I really like this curvation.
Yeah, I really look. Thanks, man.
This is unique too.
Thanks. Yeah.
I love the toe spring, the elegance, just the shapeliness, the muscular sort of shapeliness all the way around, and I like how this curves as well. That's unique. And yeah, this curvature here as well, super unique. This isn't something that can just be achieved in a factory, right? This is handmade, every angle, unmistakable.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Thanks, man. Thanks. I'm really very happy.
Yeah, incredible work. And then I noticed, did you paint the bottom of this a little bit? Did you stain that?
I did, yes, I did. I painted only the bottom.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I thought it would be cool.
Yeah, it looked really cool, really woodsy. Yeah, just flawless. Yeah. I assume this is double row hand welted, right? Stitched down?
It is not stitched down. It's hand welted. Yeah. It's
okay.
It's a hand welt, and this is hand stitched. The midsole, the outsole, the outsoles are.
Okay. Yeah. I see in the video just pulling the thread all the way around. So.
Yeah.
Insane. I love
it. It's cool. It's cool to see that boot back. It's been a while. I guess Mario is looking forward to receive it.
He sends me so many boots. I'm working on another video, and then this one's next. So, but yeah, I have a backlog of boot reviews, but I'm really excited about that. And this is the first time I've ever gotten to pick the maker's mind before doing the official review. And so this is really cool. You're giving me all kinds of really good insights for what to actually include in the review. So,
yeah.
and
You know that the thread you probably saw on Instagram or in the video, but I'm not on the video. But I use a linen cord that I then twist together. It's like I use 10 cords to make a very nice thread.
Okay.
And it's all beeswax, and so this is very unique. And I use a boar bristle also, a natural boar bristle as a needle.
Oh,
yeah, man. This is so I need to go hunting to get some more. Actually, I got a bunch of wild boar in the back of my house right here in the forest, and I will run out soon. You know, I bought them in England when I was already still in Canada, and it costed me like a fortune to get that in there, over there.
wow,
You need to get to know how to fix the thread on it, and as soon as you got to understand how it works without always detaching when you pull the thread in the hole, it's just magnificent, man. It's just it's perfect because it's so flexible in a way that it just go through. So yeah, it's great. Yeah, I really enjoy working with that.
Unlike a needle, not flexible.
I think in the bag you have it, man. I gave it to you in the bag.
Oh,
in
really?
The box. I don't know what that. Yeah, I think it's in there. So you got the thread and the boar bristle. And Mario asked me for a buck branding on the kiltie.
Whoa! Here it is.
There you go, man. So you got the boar bristle on it still, I think.
Insane. Yeah. This will make it into the video for sure. The boar bristle. I was just going through your stuff and I saw a very inspirational post that you did. It was this one, and this really resonated with me. You said a shoemaker's thought on a Friday afternoon I wanted to share. It takes a lot of skills to be a craftsman. Just as many mental skills are needed as there are physical ones. You need to be patient, calm, creative, and visionary. It takes an incredible amount of endurance and positive thinking to continue after hours of failing. Probably have to be a hopeless romantic to try and keep this old craft alive. These are just a few of the qualities needed. Craftsmanship of any kind is a humble trade, but it takes a lot to be one. And man, that really hit home with me because it's so true. You do have to be somewhat of a hopeless romantic, I think, to be a craftsman and to do this type of work. Because yeah, there is a lot of failure involved. There's a lot of trial and error. Blood, sweat, and tears, ultimately. You know, I feel like every week I'm slicing my hand open with dedication.
Man, it's beautiful, dude. Your work is amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it's remarkable.
Thank you.
Yeah,
my vision was to like make bags out of the same leather that they make boots out of, essentially full leather, top to bottom. So that was sort of my inspiration. But yeah, hearing your thoughts as a craftsman, like that really just hit me hard, especially like the hopeless romantic part. Like you just gotta keep going.
Yeah, well, yeah, absolutely. And mistakes. I'm making mistakes. That's how most of us learn. I mean,
Yes.
You cannot be a craftsman if you don't make mistakes because the craft brings to learn and to get better and better and better. So for sure, mistakes are involved and it's hard sometimes. You know, it's expensive also.
Yes.
Like especially just want to bring up a little fact. The last pair I'm making right now, 1, 2, 3. There's 3 pairs of uppers that I scrapped before. The last guy is Fred. He has been so kind with me because now he's has been a while and even like changing ideas on leather because I ran out of leather. So at the first, so it's difficult. But somehow, if you want to achieve something great, of course, romanticism and that's part of it. It's good to share.
Yes, it's blood, sweat, and tears. Nothing less. Nothing about doing handcrafted leather work is easy. I mean, it's all.
It's good that the people know that. That's how it is, right?
It really is, yeah. And I think that's the other great thing about the boot world is like guys actually appreciate that and they're like, yeah, I'll spend 1,000, yeah, I'll spend 2,000 on some boots, because it's one guy making them. And for you, I saw another one of your posts. It said new week, new pair. Does it take you about a week to make one pair of boots, would you say?
More or less right now because I'm still in the learning process, right? I just somehow I just started, right? The Mario's boots are my about 20th pair. Sure, now I assume that in the future I would be good enough and quick enough to make one pair of boots. That's my idea, and maybe 5 per month. You know, if I make like to start 2 pairs at a time.
Yeah.
Because I think I'll be able to do that. You know, so you make the same. Yeah, you know, so you make the same steps twice on the same in 2 boots. Like that, you save time. But right now, I would say it takes me about a week and a half. But as I said, this pair it took me like now I'm about it's been a month, almost 3 weeks.
Wow.
And I would like to show you, man.
Yeah, let's see them.
This is the new leather that I found in it's called in Portugal. It's leather. It's a Portuguese leather.
Oh, cool.
And it's an over dye also. It's a natural, let's say more, how is it called? Like orange amber color that I over dyed black for this gentleman. And yeah, now you see I stitched the midsole. And I like to make this thick shank here, almost fiddle shape shank.
Yeah,
if you can see it, but yeah. So
definitely, I do.
So
and it's here.
Yeah, you see it there. So yeah, right. This one on the Mario's boots, it's a bit more round. Sometimes depends on the mood, I guess. Sometimes they're a bit more sharp. Sometimes they are a bit more round. But
yeah, like a fiddle waist sort of a thing. And you also included some kilties. I see. Did you hand cut these?
If I what? Sorry.
Oh, did you hand cut these kilties?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
All the way around.
Yeah, I don't click, man. So you somehow you need to get the move.
Dang.
Yeah,
they're really
Thanks,
close
man.
to hand cut. I mean, there
Thanks,
they are,
man.
over top one another.
As you can see, the old logo on it. Mario is a proud. How can I say? He loved the brand Buck, you know, because I mean he's in Ontario and he followed in Canada. Well, when I was in Canada, and then since I started the first video, he kind of got into the booth, so he wanted me to put a little Buck on the kilties, just as I remember.
Very cool. Yeah, and I see Buck on the heel seat as well. Buck and then SOBREIRO. Yeah. That's so cool. And yeah, you and Mario have that, you know, that Canadian sort of brotherhood going on, you know, and
yeah.
I'm sure you're just like him. You love Trudeau, you know, just like all of us Americans.
Oh yeah. Probably. We just I'm not there anymore. There's probably some reasons, but no, but you know that there's this rivalry in between Ontario and Quebec, but no hard feeling. I mean, no, it's all good. It's all good.
Absolutely. I had a question about this. What was this that you included?
Yeah, so yeah, this is a little gift also as well, this is the tape when I tape my last, when I start to make the pattern, that's how I do. So I tape the last. So I always make 1/2, and normally it's, you know, both sides are the same. So
yeah,
one side is a brick of the other. Yeah, and that's, yeah, I just wanted to give it, you know, as a gift, because I know that he loves boots, and you know that's interesting to see how it's made somehow. And yeah,
I'm not over the this thing here. Yeah, the boar bristle, because there's a UK brand that they're very expensive. It's not Edward Green, it's the other one. I forget what or it might be Edward Green. I think they still use boar bristle in their construction, and I'd never seen or met somebody that actually uses it, so that is really cool. So talk to me a little bit about that. So this is the boar strand, right? This black piece.
Yeah, this is a part of this is in the skin.
Okay.
So this is the rigid part of it, and it's about 10-15 centimeters long.
Yes.
So it really, you see the flex in it, and it doesn't break. It's not like plastic or whatever what you can use as a needle. In this type of needle, but this one will never break. Sometimes, you know, it can split at the really very tip of it, but then you just give a little cut, you cut it off, and you're good to go again. So okay. You can really, if you take care of that, you can really reuse the same boar bristle over and over and over until it's until it's too damaged. But most of the time, at least 3-4 times, I would say. But because I'm not an expert, but maybe someone else will tell you more times.
Okay. And then how the heck did you get that? Oh, okay. I see it sort of wound into the thread at like right around here.
Yeah.
Okay. I see. That is crazy. And then
yeah. So you start. So you need to make. Yeah. It took me a while to get comfortable to do that. So you get a very tapered tip on your thread, very fine, and then you use this shoemaker paste or this shoemaker gum that we use to fix the cords together when you spin them. So you put that on the thread, on the tip, and also on the board bristle, and then you kind of spin it around, and then so you go forward, that direction forward, you spin it around a few times, and then you go backwards, you go on top of it kind of to lock it, and then you spin about you see like about 1.5 inches, and then normally, and you give a bit of a beeswax on it, and it stays. Normally it stays.
Wow, that's insane.
This one was yeah, that's very interesting. This is a guy actually that I met on the group on Facebook. His name is Dave McKee.
Okay.
He's from Plymouth in England, and he makes subcontracting work. Like he receives uppers from a brand that I cannot tell, but because I don't remember the name, but it's a very high-end brand in the UK, and they ship the uppers to him, and then he lasts and he finishes. It's very, very nice, and he also has his own brand, I would say.
Okay.
Dave's Boots and Shoes, something like this. It's very interesting. And he made like a series of 4 videos that last about 1 hour per video, and he shows the whole but you know, the guy is like he's a master. He was very kind to put these 4 videos on. And actually I'm one, I guess, I don't know, because there's not so many views on them, so I guess I'm one of the lucky that found them, and I really I dove really deep in them. He even called me because I was asking him some questions, like writing him some questions, and then he just called me, and we could have a chat. That's a really cool guy. So that's how I got to know about how to make this.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very interesting. It's Dave, actually. It's Dave, yeah, David McKee. I think it's on this forum, Shoemakers forum, I think, on Facebook. David Shoes and Boots.
Okay.
Could share the link to you if you like.
Okay, yeah, definitely. I like to give a
shout out. He's a cool guy, and he was very kind.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Just send me the link and all in the description below.
I'll do. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. So, you know, this might not be as cool as a boar bristle, but this is my hillbilly attempt at something similar. I actually take a straight needle and I bend it.
Yeah.
It's very scientific, very complex process.
It works. It works. I know. I use this, and I used it for a while. It's very well. Actually.
Yeah, it's not as flexible as a boar bristle, but I had to.
And what do you stitch with that?
It just sometimes I just need a curved needle, and so usually it's my bags. Depending on the seam, sometimes I just need something curved to get in there and come.
But do you hand sewn your bags?
Yeah, that 100% hand stitched.
Oh, really, man? Wow.
Yeah, it's a process, but you know, it's twice the strength of a machine stitch, and so that's why I love to do it.
Yeah, your bags are very rugged. I mean, it can last a lifetime, even it can last a few generations, right?
Yeah, I hope so. That's
beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. That's the plan. Yeah, we'll see. But I love it. I love working with my hands. Eventually, I hope to graduate to be able to make a pair of boots. I just need to find somebody to apprentice under. And I'm looking at some of your other builds, and they're incredible. I see a wingtip. It's like a black and a
natural. It was a guy from Germany, and he was into boogie woogie, and he wanted a pair of boots.
Okay.
So for these ones, it was a combination of a veg tan. So the brown or the beige leather was a veg tan from La Bretagna, Conceria La Bretagna.
Okay.
I don't know if you know, it's an Italian tannery. And I think it's red. I don't even remember what that leather actually, but it's like a burgundy cool leather. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, these were made in Canada. Actually, these were when I was still in Quebec. I made a few pair in Quebec actually when I started in 2020 or 19 to start. When I started the hand-welted construction. Yeah, they're cool. Yeah.
Same.
Actually, my first order, it's after the first YouTube video that we got out. It was just for fun, you know, like let's shoot in the workshop. Let's shoot a pair of boots. How we do? Yeah. These are 49 or 48. I think these are 48. So it's a huge, it's like a 16 or 18.
Wow.
Yeah.
Phew.
And these were in my first pairs. And yeah, it's a guy from Sydney. His name is Chiang Lu. And he saw the video and he said, "Hey, David, I want a pair." I was not even intending of making some for people. You know, I just made a pair for myself.
Yeah.
And the guy from Sydney, like across the world, he wanted a pair of boots so badly, so I made him a pair, and that's how it started. I had another order from a guy in Switzerland and from this guy in Germany, and most of them I made them for my friends and for my family, and for myself, obviously. Yeah. It's
absolutely. So, what's the price range of your boots, would you say, in order to make it sustainable? You know, being a one-man operation, I understand a one-man operation needs to charge more per pair.
Yeah, of course, but obviously, it's a lot of time, and well, right now it's €1,000.
Okay,
that.
Very
so,
fair.
you know, I'm in Portugal, so I think that I know some guys, some bootmakers, they charge twice the price, and and I think the craftsmanship behind these boots worth the €1,000 absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
So right now, you know, I think, you know, I want to give the opportunity to myself to grow as a maker. So I don't want to push. I don't want to have a price. I want to have an affordable price that the people can feel comfortable to buy a pair of SOBREIRO boots. And eventually, you never know. You know, if I get too busy, then it can change. But right now, it's €1,000.
Yes, absolutely. My buddy Mike Smith, he talks to a lot of bootmakers, and Lisa Sorrell, I think she's a Cowboy bootmaker, but she said there's two ways I could control demand. It's either through, I forget what it was, but basically she has to charge a high price in order to keep demand low, because otherwise she'd just be inundated with orders. And I could see you getting to that point probably rapidly, to where it's like, crap, my wait list is 3-4 years now. You know, I have to charge $1,500. I have to charge $1,800 now. I'm so behind, and I just need to curb that demand. Yeah, for those listening, get your orders in now, because
I will change. Even Mario, he said, "Hey, I want a pair. I want another pair." Supposed to order a second pair right like soon. So yeah, you didn't even receive the boots yet.
Right. Well,
but yeah, cool, man. And right now my waiting list is, you know, it's in a month. You know, I'm not busy that I have a waiting list right now. You know, I got maybe 5 orders on right now. So it's not too bad. You know, I started not long ago, and in January actually we opened the SOBREIRO boots. So let's see how it goes. But I mean, you know how it is. You have to focus on that. You really have to. Sometimes it's hard because it's so much money in, but it will come. And when I'll be very busy, then we can talk again and see how it goes. But and how I feel about it. But I would say that right now I feel very comfortable, even though it starts, and that's how it is. But as I said, living in Portugal, maybe, and now I actually just built this place where we live, and so it's all like I don't have any debts or any, you know, so I can still afford to have a slow book right now. But yeah, let's see. Eventually that will work. I'm pretty confident.
Yeah, absolutely. Talk to me a little bit about hand dyeing. What kind of products do you like to use? I actually haven't experimented a whole ton with hand dyeing myself. I have Feebings, but I haven't gone really crazy with it yet. But talk to me about, how'd you get into the hand dyeing process?
Well, I know I'll bring the product. It's it's a very known product, actually. It's a sapphire. I don't know if you probably know that brand, right? It's a sapphire from France. We're not very far away from, and they have great colors and great combinations also. So it's very straightforward to use. Right now I use this. But we did some experimentations with my wife with natural dyeing, with natural dyes. So we went into the chestnuts or the walnut forest and picked some walnuts on the ground, and we tried, and then we failed because we used an alcohol that was not strong enough, so it kind of got jelly, so it didn't work. But next year we'll do it. We bought some indigo seeds. We'd like to build up a garden eventually. That's in the book. What, like, the projects we would like to do in the next 5 years, let's say, to offer to our customers. It's a natural dyes color garden.
What? You're gonna be making everything.
Are you still there, man? Okay.
Yeah.
That's gonna be. We're gonna make it happen. So now we got some indigo growing in the garden.
Wow.
That's pretty cool. So now let's say it takes a few years to really reproduce and have a proper quantity. But we also purchased. She could tell you more about the names and everything because that's her kind of department. But that's eventually what we are aiming with our products, to really try to get as much as we can from here, from the land, local. And as you might know, we also plant a tree on the property. Each pair of boots that we sell, we plant a tree.
Oh, really?
That's yeah, man. Yeah. We have a great land with plenty of space to plant trees. So for Mayo, I think we planted for this pair we plant I think was a chestnut, but I'm not sure, chestnut or a walnut. For the last pair, we planted the fig tree. So yeah, it's
awesome.
Neutralize the carbon.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So given enough time, you'll be harvesting your own cork, planting and using your own pigments for leather, for hand dyeing. That's going to be unreal. I mean, you're going to have the whole operation. Soon you'll have cows, and you'll just be, using the leather from the cows.
Yeah, maybe.
And everything in one.
Man, there are so many Portuguese tanneries that are probably bankrupt right now because, it's not as it was before, but there was a big market here, industry in Portugal, bootmaking, shoemaking industry. So a lot of leather was made here in Portugal. Still now there's a few tanneries. Actually when I visited the last tannery that I told you about, it's called Cortumes Fontevella. They don't have an Instagram though, but or they do, but they're not active. So I visited them, and it's an actual village in between, let's say, here and Lisbon, that is called the capital of leather of Portugal. So there's many tanneries in this village. It used to be much more back then. So a lot of infrastructures are still there, but not enough demand.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we can turn it around here soon, and hopefully then you could just be sourcing local leathers. That would be insane. True boot aficionados love sourcing local everything. Like, if as close to the operation as possible, that really gives it its unique flair, if you will, or profile, But Italian tanneries are amazing. I love the Italian tanneries, especially the smaller boutique ones. I love the stuff. They all do something just a little different, and it's so cool.
So you use mainly, well, I guess you use a bit of everything for your bags, or?
Yeah. I get a lot of Horween. I get a lot of Badalassi. I get a lot of SB Foot leathers. SB Foot is Red Wings Tannery. So this is black.
Yeah.
There's
I used it once for a pair of boots, actually.
Okay, awesome.
Is there a reddish pigment in it?
Yeah, they call it black cherry, but it's kind of like a wine or a pomegranate color, I'd say.
Yeah, I see.
Eggplant.
And it's a beautiful leather, huh? Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's got some good.
It's very rich.
Oh yeah, very rich. Yeah, it's got some good pull up. You could kind of see it coming through here a little bit.
Yeah, that's
beautiful,
man.
It's good. I love Seidel. I love Law Tanning. I love Charles F. Stead, of course. Charles F. Stead does something just so unique. Oh,
I got to see their kiosk at the Lin Apple. I went to Milan. It's called Lin Apple or Line Apple.
Okay.
If you heard about that, they are in New York, and I got to talk with the guys from FC Stead, and they're cool guys and cool leather. Yeah, it's great. Stuff. They work together with Horween, actually, with the Tannery Row. So they were sharing like the same space. So you enter there, you're like, wow, where am I? That's awesome.
Some of the best leather in the world, all in one place.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Steads. I mean, what they do with suede and their Rambler leathers, I don't know. It's just different and just so unique. Like, I don't see any other tannery really making anything even close to it. It's just so it's amazing. Just the waxy pull up that this has.
Yeah, it's so waxy. Yeah.
Waxy, and just it reveals so much character over time. Now, I'm wearing my Coach Ramblers.
Show me. Oh wow! Is it the same leather or what? Or it's FC Stead? Honestly?
Yeah, it's similar. That's called Coach, and this other stuff, it's called Acorn. So the Acorn's just a little darker, I'd say, but they're still kind of.
Sorry, I say FC Stead, but it's CF.
Yeah. Oh, it's okay.
Sorry, man.
Actually, what are you wearing? Are you wearing one of your pairs right now?
Right now, I'm barefoot, man. It's like 41 degree outside. So in the workshop now, I close the door because the heat comes in. No, it's unbearable. But I like to wear my boots. Obviously, I'm not such a big. I don't shop so much. I do my stuff that I wear, and that's pretty much what I wear. because I like to my product will age with the time, you know. So if I don't wear them, then I don't know how it turns out.
So true.
That's how it is. But I really like what Dennis from Custom Craft does, and we kind of yeah. So I would say if I have to purchase a pair, that would probably be one of the Dennis. Yeah, these are amazing, man.
Yeah,
he does rugged stuff, really rugged stuff. It's great.
Yes.
We actually we got to talk guy to know each other a bit. Who knows, we might have a project eventually.
That would
I don't
be
want to spoil
cool.
anything, but we're on to something.
Yeah, definitely. I've been meaning to have him on for a boot talk as well here soon. So I'm glad you guys are linked up. I mean, you're both individual one-man operations and producing something very similar, I'd say. Like, obviously, the lasts and the leathers are completely different, and the shapes and everything. And the artistic touch is going to be just, different. But like overall, I'd say you guys are like you make very good counterparts, I'd say. Because you're both doing something very similar and just amazing. And I really like your boot bags too. Super.
Thanks, man.
Is this like a linen or a?
It's a cotton, and inside there's like a flannel, like a more, because the outside there's 2 layers, so there's inside like more like a flannel touch to it, so it's not so rough for the boots, for the leather. The rough cotton is outside to give the sturdiness to the bag. But this one is more like a prototype, and we're working with a friend of ours. She's German. She lives in Portugal now, and she has a company or a brand. She does pants out of cotton and out of or filts, right? Filts, is that how you say in English? Filts? Like cotton, wool, like wool, very thick wool. Well, we say in French, feutre. I don't know. Anyway. And she has all the machines to produce for us eventually some cool boot bags that are going to be available. So this one is more like the first edition prototype kind of thing. It worked out. It's nice.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, I just pulled the other boot out, and I see the nice little embossed SOBREIRO logo there. Yeah. Really cool, man. Absolutely stunning. Yeah, I love it.
And inside the liner, it's only the vamp that is lined, right?
Yeah.
And it's an oak tan lining.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's very sturdy and it's gonna age beautifully. So that's why it almost looks like there's a toe puff, right? But there's none.
Yeah, almost. Yeah, and this.
Yeah, I know, but there's character and structure to it. But let's see when it gets to unstructured, it's gonna be cool.
Yeah, when it really breaks in. Yeah.
And you see the grain and the leather also a bit like it's not completely slick. There's a bit of a texture.
Yeah, it's got a little like.
Yeah, I'm very happy and.
Yeah, just insane, and I love the depth.
I'm very happy with that leather. Actually, I just received. Thanks, man. I just ordered a new leather from this tannery. Well, the thing is that there's no minimum. I can order 1 or 2 hides at a time, and it's easier for me. And so now I ordered a nice a forest green. The same thickness, so 4.5, about 2 millimeters, 1.82, and forest green with a kind of lighter pull up, and I don't know if you can see it here, but it's it's hard to see, but you see a bit the pull up, how it goes, in what direction. Sorry.
Yeah, nice.
So I think also this for a rough out could be very cool.
Ooh, dang, that would be killer.
Yeah. I have a natural rough out now. I just presented it on the Instagram page, and it's the same tannery, but it's the amber color, but the other side, the rough outside, is completely natural, so it's gonna give something. Yeah, it's so clean and it's flawless. Really, it's insane. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to see. I think I would like to do some monkey boots with that. I never did it, but I would like to. So I think my next step will be to work on a new last, something with a less of a high heel, bit like a flat toe box, something more like lighter, big, and go with a monkey boot. Yeah, that's my idea.
Yeah, monkey boot
leather.
Yeah, lace to toe monkey boots.
Yeah, I never did it. I would like to try. I would like to try it. It's a nice pattern. It's a cool pattern.
Yes. And, so I see you have two. You have the 1545 and the 1546 last. What are the differences between those? Would you say?
So the 45 is the original that I used back in Quebec. So it's more like a thick toe box, thicker toe box. So more room for the toes, a bit more round also. and with a bit more of a toe pitch, a bit more, and a bit lower heel. Like the heel is a little bit, and this one is a 1546.
Okay,
so this one has a higher heel. Let's say it's an 18 millimeters heel, and the toe box is more flat, and also a bit more kind of squarish.
Yes.
It's hard to, well, it's, you know, it's hard to see it maybe on this one because I adjusted it for Mario's measurement, and maybe I adjusted a bit the tip also, but it's yeah, but you see the difference when you go onto the Instagram. We took a picture from the top, and you really can see the difference.
Yeah,
but it's subtle. It's I still keep the same direction of design for my last. Yeah,
they're similar, but just slightly different. Yeah, both are amazing.
Yeah, but it gives the difference.
Yeah, it really.
Like, I mean, this 1546 was more designed for an unstructured toe.
Yeah, just to recap, we were talking the 1545 last
as a thicker toe box and a bit like a rounder shape.
Yes.
And yeah, with a 15 millimeters heel height.
Okay, and then we have the 1546, and these are the only two so far, right?
Yeah, that's the ones.
Okay, very cool.
So the 1545 is the original bug boots that I brought here. I retouched a bit the toe box, but not much.
Okay.
And yeah, the 1546 is a brand new last since I'm here. So I wanted to go more into like a European feeling with the longer toe box. So yeah, the toe box goes a little bit longer than the other one. I refined it a bit. Yeah, that at the end it's almost the same, but a bit refined.
Yes, definitely. So we could see the differences there. Very cool.
There you go. Yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah, the 1546 is just a little bit more chiseled. I like it. It's got a more aggressive cut, a little bit more artistic of a cut.
Yeah, so I like to call it the Leopard.
The Leopard.
The Leopard. Yeah, it looks like it.
It kind of does. Yeah, it kind of does. Really, really amazing.
Yeah, kind of. Thanks, man. We're talking about that curve that you like. I tried so badly to go with something new that I never saw before. I know like some boots have this goes to the heel cap, but it goes straight. There's no curve into it. Then this one, yeah, I just gave this S curve to it. I really like and how also I bring the stitching from the eyelet line. If you see, like I bring the eyelet line stitching and I add it on top of the other ones that hold the quarters to the vamp. You see, this nice curve there with the straight line. So yeah, I enjoy that design a lot.
Yeah, unreal. So you do this part by machine, right?
Yeah, I don't hand stitch my uppers. No, not yet.
Okay,
it's all by machine. Yeah,
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, already the footbed and the midsole and the outsoles is, you know, when you rely on a good machine. When you have a good machine, it's good to rely on. That's fun. This machine that I just purchased here, it's a guy that refurbished old machines from old factories that closed in Portugal, and he sold me this machine that is taking. It's like I would say like an Asian version of the FAF machine, and it's all like the same. So you can order if you need a spare piece, you can order from FAF from PFAF. It's a good machine, but you know you need to. It's a clutch engine, so you need to get used to this. You know, and me, before when I was in Quebec, I was not used to these. Well, I was working with a footbed with a walking foot, a bit different than with the wheel, you know. So now I need to kind of get into new machines. So yeah, I'm happy with the result, but yeah, I need to work a lot. I mean, I need to practice a lot.
Yeah, no,
that's what I do in my spare time, you know. Right. I just practice. I use the machine. That's all I do.
Absolutely. Practice makes perfect, and all growing, and eventually you'll discover methods that work better for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Particularly, you know, it's just trial and error, really. That's really cool. So this is your 20th boot?
More or less, yeah.
Okay.
I like to say it's the 20th because I counted them and I'm around 20 or 21.
Okay, I see. I think, if I'm not mistaken, this was Dennis's like 17th pair. So you guys are kind of like, you know, more or less on the same amount of output so far. So
yeah, but it was like 2 years ago for Dennis, was it? Or 1 year ago?
Yeah,
2 years ago?
A little over a year ago.
Dennis is now like 50th pair, I think now.
Okay.
Or less.
Yeah, this one says number 21 on the inside. So yeah, it's his 21st. Sorry.
21. Wow, that's such a that's a cool.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Do you write the number
Yeah.
on the inside of your boot or?
I don't know. I organized like a number that I write inside. It's like the last is written the amount per year, so the number. So this is like the first pair of this model. So every model has a number. So this is like the first pair of the first model. So I think the last number is the model.
Okay.
The first number is like 01 must be the first edition of that model.
Yeah.
02 24 is the month when it was built.
Okay.
Month and year. But I should look again, but I'm pretty sure that's how what it means.
Okay,
Not
very
mistaken, but it's something like this serial number type of thing for collection or whatever.
gotcha. And then what's the one mean? Is that
At
that's
the end, 01. That's the first. So
Okay.
02 is the model. So the first number is the model 02, and the last number is this is the first pair of this model.
Okay, I thought it was to refer to Justin Trudeau's testosterone levels being at 1. Just
Oh man,
go around here.
yeah, true. No, testosterone for Trudeau is not his. That's not his cup of tea, right?
Yeah,
He
yeah,
doesn't add testosterone in his tea in the morning. That's how it is, right?
yeah. His is
Yeah,
not
well.
high. I don't estimate. Talk to me a little bit about these shoelaces. Botero.
Butero is a Italian brand that we found, and we
Okay.
searched online what we could find, and then we just ended up. Well, we ordered a bunch of companies, and then we decided which one we liked the most, and then Butero was pretty much what we stopped on, and we liked it. We just don't know yet how it ages, but quite. I mean, leather laces, and it looks quite nice. Let's see how it goes, but I'm pretty confident with the quality.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure these
And
those will last a
yeah, and the other laces that we offer, it's a wax cotton flat.
Okay.
And these are from also Italy, and it's called Lachicho, if I
Okay.
pronounce well. It's an Italian brand. Actually, it's a German brand that produces in Italy. They do great laces. They're not too, well, they're very nice, and the color suits very much this leather color.
Yeah, it
It's
does.
like the same color. So
Yeah.
that's cool. Yeah, so we have a few colors that we offer also. And
And I really like the thickness of the eyelets too. I like that
yeah,
that you use a thicker circumference eyelet because yeah,
yeah.
the smaller eyelets that are on Alden, I don't always like those because they're just small. I like big stuff. So these nice big eyelets really
Yeah,
set it off.
there you go. The biggest that I found.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're nice. Yeah, they're full brass, solid brass.
awesome. Man, love it. And then we got the roll top collar at the throat. And then yeah, I see the raw edges along the eyelet facings too. I like the look of raw edges, but I also love a roll top collar personally. Really sets off.
Yeah, thanks, man. I bought a product from a company in Lisbon. They sell shoemaking products and leather products. And I found this. Let me get that bottle.
Oh, right.
So I found this burnishing agent for raw edges, and it
Yeah.
gives this a slight. It's not glossy because I
Mhm.
don't like glossy stuff. Well, not that I don't like it, but so this product. Now I'm applying it on the raw edges. It just fixed the fibers together. I didn't use on Mario's boots because I didn't know that product before. But then the guy just told me that I give it a try, and then I did, and it really, it because there on the raw edge of the laces there's 2 layers, right? So there's
Yes.
with this product you just burnish after with a piece of wood, and it just becomes one, and it's maybe more durable long term, or at least the first impression that you get of the boots when you get them to your hands is more like a nicer finish, I would say.
Yeah.
More kind of like a shogoto kind of finish.
Right. Definitely. Definitely.
Yeah, so now I'm using it, so let's see how it goes, but it looks great so far.
Yeah, I use this stuff called Toconol. Have you used Toconol before?
I never know.
Okay, yeah, let me grab some. It's basically like it kind of has the consistency of Elmer's glue.
Okay.
Yeah, oh, here it is. I think it's a Japanese brand. Yeah, Toconol.
Oh yeah, I saw this somewhere on the website. They were okay. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
And it's
Yeah.
made for burnishing edges.
Yeah, it just closes off the edges and it's
Okay.
kind of like a milky white color. And yeah, I'll use it on like I could do some right here. I see some people applying it with like a paintbrush, but I just take it and I just
Oh, yeah, finger.
yeah. And it
Okay.
slicks it out
Okay.
and sort of seals it off. But yeah, I like
Yeah.
Toko. Yeah, there's a lot of good products out there. I haven't heard of that one you're
Yeah.
using. I'll have to give that a
No,
shot.
me neither. It's the first time, and this has a like more like jelly texture. It's see-through. It's not white, so it's
Gotcha.
see-through. And me too. I apply with a finger, and
Okay.
so far so good. And there's also what I heard. You know the glue that I use for the counter for the stiffeners.
Yeah.
This Hirschkleber. This is a German brand. Hirschkleber means Hirsch is the elk in German, and Kleber is glue. So glue helps glue for any reason. That's what I use. It's a paste that I use to glue the stiffeners because it doesn't. It's a great glue for that. I heard that you can use this also for the edges. I never tried it. I should give it a try.
Yeah.
But let's see. It's see-through also. I'm open to this Japanese product you showed me.
Yeah. Toko.
It looks good.
Yeah, I'll send you a link to
Toko,
it.
no. Yeah, man. Thank you.
Yeah, it's before and after.
Yeah, it's a big difference.
Yeah, but I mean, there's 1,000 ways to skin a cat. I shouldn't say that because I have 2 cats myself, but there's 1,000 ways to it's all in how we want to apply it. Like
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
No, but we cannot use every product, and somehow there's so many products, so it's good to have recommendations from other craftsmen that used it and recommend it. So yeah, I will give it a try, definitely.
Yeah, for sure. Like on my belts, I'll actually use a beeswax on my belt edges.
Only?
Yeah.
Only beeswax? Okay.
Yeah, typically, or I'll use like a Smith's leather balm. The Smith's leather balm is really good, but like the typical kind of finishes off like a glue. I want to say it kind of dries similar to a glue, like an Elmer's glue. So for a belt passing through my belt loops on my pants all the time, I use Smith's or beeswax. Usually Smith's too.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. Smith sort of penetrates the raw edge, and then the beeswax sort of seals it off. So, or you don't have to use any. Like that's the thing about leather. You don't always have to use edge treatments.
Yeah, for sure. No, it just gives a nice finish at the beginning, but it lasts for a while. So now this is your belt that you use every day, or this is like a brand new?
Oh yeah. This is one of my belts that I use basically every day with my.
Oh really? Wow, it's
cool. I made one for myself.
That's something that because you showed me your nice branding. Do you use a machine for it?
Yeah, I do. I use my my clicking press. I'll take you over there and show you that. Yeah. So sorry, my shop is a bit of a mess right now, but yeah.
Okay.
Weaver Master Clicker. I just
Is it manual? Is it mechanical or it's electrical?
Oh, it's
mechanical.
manual. Yeah,
it's manual. Yeah. Wow, yeah, cool. Wow, looks old now. Is it like an old machine that you are?
Yeah, I got it from Weaver Master Tool.
Okay.
Yeah, Weaver. They sell a lot of really good tools. This is my logo. I just use this. I just stamp it down.
You heat it up?
No. I bought this as a branding iron actually, but like there's actually no need. I just press it down onto the leather, and then it embeds this logo onto it. So
do you have to wet to put water before on the leather or not?
No. I just straight up put this on top of the leather on the press.
Okay.
You just press it down, and it does a really good job.
Yeah, it does, right? Yeah, it does. It's good.
I tried heating it up a few times, and I'm like, first off, it wasn't leaving much of an impression. It was just sort of burning the leather, and I'm like, I don't know if I should be burning leather. Just a gentle press now is all it takes.
I have an old press that I found in a basement somewhere, and it's an old press to do a laminated wood. So you glue and you then press the lamination onto the other part. Onto the SDF or whatever, MDF, and this old machine, like with a wheel, it goes down. So yeah. I might give it a try. Then if it works only with pressure, because I use a handle with my branding at the end, and with heat. I like the finish, but it could be better.
There's many ways to do it, but yeah, I've just found that the press really just by itself, sure, just really works good. So
simple.
Yeah, definitely, I love it. In closing thoughts, what does the future for Sobreiro hold? Are you working on more lasts? Are you working on more builds? Are you working on sourcing new leathers?
Yeah. First, talking about the last, as I told you before, I would like to produce something with a less high of a heel. So it's gonna get there soon. I don't know when exactly, but that's the future for Sombrero so far. With yeah, maybe for like more like a monkey, but more like a light monkey boot.
Yeah.
Not so rugged, something more like lighter. No, living in Portugal, it brought me the idea of lighter boots. Because it's a country. Hello.
She likes to bomb my videos. I'm sorry.
That's all right. No, so yeah, it came into my mind that being in Europe and being in Portugal in the south, it brings ideas that, like less of a rugged boot could be also like lighter. So I'm working on exactly different leather that could bring me into a lighter type of boot. I like the rugged, but it feels a bit wrong. You know what I mean? Being here, even if it's not, but it's maybe in my head. So this is what I'm aiming in the future. The color garden is also the future for Buck, definitely. So the leather from Portugal, I would like now this is the first pair I'm making for Fred. Let's see how it ages. He's in the Discord, so he's gonna tell us all about it. Let's see how it ages, and we don't know like if it's I think it's a great leather. It feels right. It feels right. It's Portuguese. It's 1.8 to 2, so it's quite light leather also. It's veg tan. So this is what I'm gonna order for the future, and it's gonna probably like be a batch of natural color that I'm gonna over dye. I think I will be pretty much only over dyeing my in the future.
I got you.
So so that's gonna be it. And yeah, well, as I told you, I got my friend Dennis not far away from me, so I'm gonna spoil something. I don't know if you're gonna put it in your video or not, but we would like to make a trunk show in Berlin next year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I connected with some guys that have the Amsterdam trunk show, and this year they couldn't make it.
Yeah.
So actually they got a bunch of contacts, and so they could help us with that. So for sure, you guys, as soon as it's out, you guys will know about it. And if you want to come for a trip in Berlin, it's going to be next summer, maybe in August. So Berlin is a great city. My wife is from Berlin, so we got plenty of contacts, and Dennis is there soon, so close. So yeah, it's so that's for the near future. That's what's up.
Man, that is so exciting. Oh man, I'd love to get around to Berlin and to meet you guys, because I've been talking to Dennis, and I'm like, man, I really want to, come to Europe and explore and meet some of these makers that are all throughout Europe. I want to tour all the tanneries, and I just, I want to be like Nick from Stridewise and just tour tour.
Yeah, man, that's so cool, huh?
Yeah, it's so much fun. And do you have any plans of maybe one day going to the Stitch Down boot camp?
Yeah, well, Ben reached out to me asking me if I would like to go this year. I don't know if it was as a participant or not, or just as a guest, or just to show my face there. I would have loved to, but financially, that's not possible for me. Like, I thought maybe if my book just filled out as crazy after your video, maybe.
Definitely.
We never know, but anyway, no, I think this year now we're focusing on the business, but next year that will be a big possibility. I would love to assist, to go there, to see you guys, to shake some hands, and see the community and connect.
Yeah, definitely.
Because Instagram is great, but it's not like still Instagram. It's okay. It's great. Actually, it's a very great platform. Being there for real and talking to all of you, that'll be amazing.
Yeah, definitely. And what I'll say about that is all in due time. I think Ben plans on doing it every year. I'm sure this time next year, your business will have a lot more flow going on, and I'm sure you'll be able to make something like that happen eventually. But yeah, I understand if you're already flying to and from Germany, that's its own investment, you know what I mean, and getting all that set up. So, just one thing at a time, slow steps, slow growth. That's what I always say, like, especially for small business, you just got to keep it slow. No massive steps,
You might know Yeah, definitely. You might have seen a pass on my Instagram, maybe not, but there's a guy in the Alps. He's like a YouTuber, a famous YouTuber, and we made a pair of boots for him. I don't know if you saw that. Anyway,
No.
he's in the Alps, and he's called Martin. He's like a guy from Amsterdam, and he traveled the world by bike 2 times, and now he's renovating a house in a stone house in the Alps. And the guy is like, he's so stylish. He's a cool guy, and so we offered him a pair of boots. That's a small step. That's a small, but it's an investment. I think this what brought us actually a few clients already. There's one guy that came to the workshop. He was in Portugal. He saw this and he came and he got his measurements taken here in the workshop. So this is one move that we made. Yeah, that's as you said, it's small steps that's gonna bring us somewhere.
Yeah, definitely. What's his YouTube channel? The Alps guy?
The guy is called Martin, but in between the I and the N, you put a J. And his last name is Doolard, Doolard.
Okay, Martin Doolard.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Yeah,
So,
I've never heard of him.
he has quite a big community. Yeah,
Wow.
that's it. He has a big community and yeah, a lot of followers. And it fits a lot to the boots that I made for him, and it's totally a model that I'm used to do. I didn't create something new for him. It's a model that he loves, and
Okay.
I mean, yes, it fits to the environment and to his style also. So yeah, we're very happy.
Yeah, for sure. Oh
Yeah,
man.
he started from scratch, the guy, really, and now he's like, I think it has been a year and a half or so
Yeah.
that he's over there and started from scratch. Like, why scratch? There was a ruin, stone ruin.
Yeah.
But now he's inside and he's eating and cooking in there. So it's a cool channel.
That is so cool. Well, he just earned himself a subscriber from me. So it's crazy. Yeah. Wow. He's got almost 1 million subscribers. Yeah, YouTube, social media, it's so great because it really allows, the people to vote for good content as opposed to networks, the big networks, the enterprises that just, whatever they're going to feed out to the masses. As opposed to that, now we have everybody that can create their own content. That's what I love. And that's why I'm really appreciative to you for coming onto my channel today for this real boot talk and getting to meet you and learning about your operation, getting a look inside the mind and into your world, because that's really what we as boot lovers love, is getting into the world and into the mindset of the makers. So, man, this has been absolutely epic. So thank you so much.
You're welcome, Dale.
Absolutely.
It's a pleasure for me also, Sergey, to be able to talk about it. It was a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
Thanks for watching.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. Thank you, everybody.
Your amazing channel, actually. Thanks to you also, Dale. Something I would like to add to this. It's thanks to you to be able to, with your knowledge, to reach out to these guys, to these that have something to say, and tell us what we want to say, and tell us our story to your audience. That's great. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well,
it's my pleasure. Thanks to you.
Yeah, I love supporting small operations. That's the sweet spot. It's always my favorite are the small, the startups, getting inside the mind and what inspires you and all that. That's my favorite. Just sharing the journey and sharing the story. That's really what it's all about. And I'm just honored to be able to meet guys like you and to pick your brain and hear your stories. And and it's so much fun for the audience too. So, man, I can't thank you enough. This has been an absolutely epic boot talk. Thank you so much again for coming on.
Yeah, and let's keep in touch, Dale.
Let's do it. Well, thanks so much again. It was great to meet you.
Thank you. You too.
All right. Thanks,
ciao,
brother. I'll talk to you later. Ciao.